Welcome everyone, and good morning to you. Hope you had a great night and you slept and you did not struggle to sleep like I did. But anyway, I hope you had a good night's rest and hope that today will be a day of great blessings for you. And it is Wellness Wednesday, so as we wait for Dax to Skype in with us and talk about all the things we need to do to be well. Maybe we just don't have to do anything. How about that? But anyway, we welcome you from around the world and in the United States. This is the Diana Wright Show. My name is Diana Wright, and I am so happy, so joyful to be with you on this day. Because this day is the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. I will take care of the things that bug me and leave them alone until God fixes them. Because He will. He promised. And if He doesn't fix it, is He lying? Is the Bible not true? Is all this religious stuff fake? What is it? And why do we always choose to believe the bad things, but we never seem to embrace the supernatural things that can happen to us? What do we need to do to get that going in your spirit? And here comes Dax. Hey, Dax.
Good.
How are you?
Good.
You're good?
I'm getting dressed.
Aha! Okay, he's getting dressed. So while he gets dressed, we will not put him on. Here he is. And, just in case you think I forgot, Dax, let me just put you on here. Don't be doing any more dressing because you're on air. Here is my hat. This is my latest collection. But I can't keep my hat on because it gives me a shadow with the light. So, all right. So you see my latest collection? That's my latest collection. I have tons of hats. I'm crazy about hats. So I couldn't believe that you were a hat guy too. I just can't believe we have so much in common. I knew we have work ethic in common. And I know we have hard working in common, and we know, I certainly know that we have positive thoughts and success and all those things in common. But my God, we have so many other things in common. I'm actually shocked. But here again, how the Spirit works. Again, I truly believe in the supernatural and the Spirit and God. Because last night I was watching Mr. Murdoch, who's a preacher. Wisdom preacher, and he said this, and he said write it down, and I got up, I turned on the light, and I wrote it down. Actually, I didn't turn the light on, I wrote it down in the dark. And it simply goes like this: life is what you've decided to endure. And then I saw another guy this morning on Daystar, and he was talking about worship. And that people believe that only when you go to church and you hold up your hand and you hear the music and you worship. No, because I thought I was crazy. I think you can worship just being quiet and listening for God to speak to you. And believe me, the man said exactly that. And he's supposed to know much more than I do. He also said, you don't have to go to seminary to be a preacher. The Bible tells us that we are all preachers of the word. So, and then I turn my phone on and I get a voice thing from Dax. And lo and behold, what is Dax talking about? The same topic I brought up last week, what if? So I tie the what if into life is what you've decided to endure. Are you deciding to endure wellness, as Dax and I are trying to get you to do? Are you deciding to endure loving yourself, or are you deciding to take in all the negative things and just let it control your spirit? So could we even be so much more in sync than today? I'm just so in the supernatural that it's just, I hope it's catching. I hope people catch it and feel it. And I have a surprise for you. I want to show you the book, what it looks like. That's the front. That's the front of the book. And you can see, you can see clearly. I should actually put it on the other camera so you probably can see better. And then this is the back of the book. Yeah. And I just also learned that there's something that they could, you see little stickers here, so you know that I'm going through it because this is a proof book. So even though it's going to look like this, there's a few things that they need to clean up and I need to find those things. So I've been sticking all over to find those things. You know, it's not an easy job. But people have been hearing me talk about this book ever since I started the show. And yes, it is real. It's not fiction, it's real. And see her there? That's my daughter with her long, real hair that she didn't buy in the store. And that if you can see her here, she lost it all because she was bald in the hospital when she got sick. Yeah, and that's her in the hospital bed. So it.
You know,
so I'm going to give it to you now, Doc. Speak.
You want to hear about being in sync?
Yes, just speak.
This morning, my daughter, and I don't think it's a bad thing if I mention her name.
No, I don't think so, unless she minds.
You know, funny enough, her interest is in broadcasting.
Wow.
So. Okay,
so we should bring her on and let her co-host with me one day. That would be a good thing. Just see how she feels in front of the camera.
She's done a few radio shows with me. She came to a show I did with Pat Montague. But she is homesick since Monday. Right? So Monday, I say, okay, she's sick. You know, kids get sick.
Yeah, they do. They do. Bad sick too.
Yeah. Tuesday I go and visit her, and she's not there. And when I call her, she said, I'm at the doctor with my mom.
Okay.
So I say, okay. I get a call later on in the night, and her mom asked me to pick up some prescriptions for her, but the pharmacy had already closed. So I was going this morning. So I look at the information that I'm supposed to get, and it's a prescription, and it's antibiotics.
Oh gosh, and I know you hate that.
I can't help myself.
I know you hate that.
I get the silver, I get the black walnut, I go over there. She takes it willingly. She took it this morning at 9:15. So I will tell you on Friday whether or not my recommendation had any value. But I am not saying that we should not go to doctors. I am not on that line where doctors are bad and doctors don't know anything. That's not me at all. I am a man of science.
Yes.
And the science that I know says antibiotics disrupt the body's overall immune system by attacking specific things that they kill. And so do they work? They work to do what they do. They need to kill things in the body that shouldn't there. That's good.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they also kill things in the body that should be there.
Yes.
And end up causing a significant imbalance in the body. And there are alternatives to antibiotics that are just as effective, but do not produce the negative side effects of antibiotics. And that's why I elected to go that course with her. And I say to say that you have your book representing your daughter. I am equally committed to the well-being of my daughter. Today is just our day.
Yes, I mean, it's just our day. And today is Paviel's final day of high school.
Wow.
This is her last exam that she has today. And
congratulations.
Anyone tells me that God is not miraculous, they lie. Because I know. You see the pictures here, and I led you to her website, which I did, pavismiraclehealing.com. And, you know, it's just to show you that people, you know, they think we're crazy because we're talking about this loving stuff and this wellness stuff, and because it works for me and it works for Dax. So we're hoping that we can have it and say it enough times that it will work for you too. Is there anything wrong with that?
But more than just saying it, we actually, if you really pay attention, we show you how to do it.
Exactly.
We're saying be positive and think positive thoughts and you know, I'm saying to you, sit down and look at you. Take a moment to just take a deep breath. And just pay attention to your body, to your mind, to the things around you. You will, it's amazing. You'll see things in the room that you say, that shouldn't be there, and it changes. And it just brings your focus into yourself. And guess where it starts? You have been saying it from day one. Love yourself. If you feel that something outside of yourself is more important than you, then you're gone down the wrong road. Step back, wake up, reconnect with yourself, because there's nothing that's more important than you in your life. And when you're in connection to that, then you can give away yourself.
Amen to that. Well, my special guest.
So much more to give.
Yes.
You have so much more to give, so much more clarity, so much more love, so much more money.
Yeah, talking about money, how is it that the stock market is 15,500 and whatever, and the economy just seems to be going putt?
Because there's a small percentage who pay attention to themselves and to their money. The rest of us are looking, not us, but there's a large majority that are looking for somebody to save them. They're looking for the government and a new job and an employer and a better forecast. I remember when the first election I was here, George Bush won. And I remember he won after Reagan, right?
Yes, that's the dad you're talking about. George H. Yes.
And at the time, he was Republican, and I was, I'm just here, so I want to young and make money. Republicans are about business. Business is good. I'm in business, so business is going to great. And then the election passed, and I realized nothing really changed. But at the same time, everything that changed for me changed because of efforts and things I did. When the next election came, I was a little bit more interested or not as excited, but I was paying attention to more as to what really is going to change just because of an election. And by the third election, when George Bush Jr. won, I never had no question. It never mattered to me because if it's to be, it's up to me. My life is about the choices I make on a day-by-day basis. And I am saying to your audience, what if you started making more conscious choices on a daily basis about the way you breathe, how much water you drink, how you think. When you have a negative thought and you feel angry, catch yourself and say, hold on, is this thought going to help me? Now, I will allow myself to get angry now. If I were in a situation where I need to fight somebody or I need to I'm in an argument that needs me to be angry in order to express myself or protect myself, it's okay.
Absolutely.
But when you're in the house with the people you love, when you're around your family, when you're in the car by yourself, and somebody cut you off, and you're going to get angry and start punch the steering wheel or curse at everybody around you, you're only creating negative energy for yourself. You need to just take a deep breath, check yourself, relax, and move on.
Okay, so I'm going to then play devil's advocate here, because what if all that we are saying, wellness it's an individual thing. We decide that we're going to take that road, that journey. But what if we decide that, because some people, I think, Dax, something is turned up on your end. You need to just lower your volume a little, because I'm hearing myself back. Yeah. What if all of this stuff that we're talking about is not achievable? Because I could say, what if I choose to just ignore all the negatives that are said about me and only embrace the positive and keep living in the supernatural? But people are saying, that's crazy. That is not real. Dax, you and Diana, you need to get real. What do you say to people like those?
Well, what is real? What is real is really the first question we need to define. And you know, it was his Damian Marley.
Damian.
And it's In Too Deep, you know. And I would definitely encourage your viewers to check out that song. Look it up on YouTube, and it's In Too Deep. But,
In Too Deep, okay.
But basically, the point he's trying to make in the song is that if you are allowing things outside yourself to define you, you are going to be unhappy
for the rest of your life.
Once in a while, somebody says something nice to you or nice about you, and you feel good. But you're not going to stay in that place, because inevitably somebody is going to come back and say, but that's not true. You're not really that nice.
Yes.
You're really such a good person, and you're going to go right back to it. There's a guy named Deepak Chopra.
Chopra, yes, Deepak.
And Deepak Chopra taught me when I was literally 21. He said, there are two ways to approach life. You can be self-referral or object referral. And self-referral means that from yourself you make decisions about who I am, what is important to me, what do I value, how do I proceed with my life. Self-referral says, people outside of me will dictate my happiness. And he gave an example. He said there was a very wealthy man.
Yes.
And he had a son, he had a horse, and he had a farm. And the son was riding the horse, and he fell off the horse and broke his hand.
Wow.
The father, was very upset because his one son broke his hand. But war broke out in the district, and they came to get all the young men. But they couldn't take his son because his son's hand was broken.
Okay.
So he was very happy that his son didn't have to go to war. And he thanked God that his son's hand was broken.
Wow.
A couple weeks later, his horse ran away. He couldn't find the horse. So he was very unhappy. He couldn't find the horse. But a couple weeks later, the horse came back with a donkey. And now he had a donkey and a horse. So now he loved the horse because his and donkey could plow the field. And his life was this series of happy and unhappy events. Whereas a person like me and you, Diana, we can say, look, whatever happens, I am happy. My daughter is sick. I am happy. Not because I'm happy that she's sick, but my being unhappy won't make her feel better.
Amen.
I am happy that I am able to see how I can help and support her in order for her to get well, and use it as a teaching moment so that she don't get sick again. Because I have found in the last 4 years, I don't get sick the way I used to get sick at all.
Wow.
And I want her to know that she has a choice, that she can make a commitment to herself to be happy on a daily basis and create wellness in her life by breathing deeply, paying attention to her body, drinking enough water, and knowing what her body needs when it needs it.
All right, we are inside of Wellness Wednesday. Here comes someone. I hope this is someone calling about the program. Hello, good morning. Are you calling to be on the air?
Yes.
Okay, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good.
Okay, welcome to the program. What's your question for Dax today?
Well, I have a question for Mr. Dunn. But then I want to make a comment. That's what he just said. And I wanted to say, no wonder the scripture says you should give thanks for everything. In everything, whether it's tragedy or whatever, you should give thanks. So with the story he just made mention of with the horse and the donkey, and I mean, in everything you should give thanks.
And also, we should remember the scripture too, that God, we are told that God works everything, no matter how bad it looks, for your good. You don't see the good at that time, but the good comes later. Yes. Yes. So
he's working it out, and sometimes evil may come your way, but guess what? It's going to work out to be good. All right, in the long run. But anyway, my question to Mr. Dunn is, after you reach your required weight that you want to lose, can can you still go ahead and take the raspberry ketones?
Yes, raspberry ketones. Listen,
Hello?
there are a lot of
Hold on a second, Dax. Are you hearing Dax?
Yes, I heard her.
No, I'm asking the caller. Are you hearing Dax? Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing.
Okay, good. Go ahead, Dax.
Yes, so raspberry ketones are a great supplement, and what it does is supports the suppression of the appetite. By not suppressing the appetite, what it really does is it spreads throughout the body, and ketones give a gentle squeeze to the fat tissue and support it in releasing fats and keeping the fats in the body mobilized.
Okay, okay. Hello. You have to turn down your volume and listen to Dax, because you're gonna get confused if you're listening to your computer. All right. So let's try again. Did you hear his answer? Hello. I think she got cut off.
I'll repeat it one more time.
Okay,
quickly.
go ahead. Yeah.
So basically, I was saying the raspberry ketones are perfectly fine to continue after you've reached your weight loss goal.
Mm-hmm.
It helps in suppressing the appetite by not directly suppressing the appetite. What it does, in fact, is squeezes the fat cells and causes them to release fats and keep the whole body satiated with abnormal fat being brought into the bloodstream. However, it's good to continue the raspberry ketones during stabilization. So raspberry ketones are not related to weight loss. It's only related to supporting the appetite and the fat cells in releasing fat.
Oh, okay. So it's the BOL then that does the magic of burning the abnormal body fat, as you call it.
Releasing. So one is releasing, the BOL is releasing toxins and abnormal body fat. The ketones are just gently squeezing the fat cells and encouraging them to give up the body fat.
Okay, all right. Welcome to the program from around the world and in the United States. This is the Diana Wright Show. You know, sometimes you start something and you're going, okay, am I really reaching anyone? Is anyone listening? Is anyone taking what I'm saying to heart and trying to do it for themselves? What is it? So what if no one is listening? I'm just being the devil today. And what if no one is kind of saying, okay, Diana, you did this 21-day detox thing and it worked for you, but I think it's going to work for me.
You know, I have there's a saying in business that 50% of your advertising is wasted. The problem is nobody knows which 50%.
Okay.
So in the same way, you know, we are putting information out there, and we know that the value is there. We know that not because somebody else defined the value, but because you and I know the value is in what we're doing. When Michael Jackson sits down and writes a song, he doesn't go out and ask people, do you like this song? Is it going to be a hit? He puts his heart and soul
into it.
He's not doing it for the people to get it. He's doing it because he's giving himself to his work. And Diana, you are giving yourself to your work, and nobody can ask more. And I am telling you, I am giving myself to my work, and I know that the right people will get it when it's time to get it, even if it's after I'm dead. You know?
Okay, why am I getting a ghosty picture now? So don't die. Seriously, I just began to get a ghosty picture when you said that. There you go, it's clear again. By the power of magic.
The spirit. And that's it, that the spirit is beyond me and you. The spirit is beyond to show that, you know, when you have the right intention, it can go. It don't need for somebody to be watching it. I mean, there are things in our world that spread without any type of physical communication.
Yes.
You just, everybody is on a certain movement, on a certain path, or have a certain level of consciousness. You know, I didn't watch Usain Bolt on 100 different channels. I knew that Usain Bolt was a phenomenon by just people whispering to me, you hear about Hussein, you hear about Hussein, you hear about
can
Hussein.
say that one again. My husband was telling me about this guy for umpteen times, and I'm going, who is Usain Bolt? And then when I tuned in, I was like, okay, this brother is good.
Yeah. I like the Barack Obama.
Same
Obama,
thing.
nobody knew about this guy until he did the convention. After the convention, there was not a lot of people, but the right people took notice.
Yes.
And I'm saying the right people are taking notice of what we're offering and sharing. And believe me, we are in this to win this.
We're in the zone. We're in the zone. Okay, Dax. I have something that I heard about last night, and I'm sure you're going to have to research it, but I thought it would be interesting to share this morning. It was a feature story on WPBF, the 25, Channel 25, which is the Palm Beach ABC station, and they were talking about something called the O shot. It's the O shot for women and the P shot for men. What does it do, you ask? I see Dax smiling already and going, okay, Diana, what does it do? They had a 65-year-old woman on there. That what they do, they draw your blood, and then they put the vial in a thing, and they spin it. I forgot the name of the thing. Okay, and anybody medical out there will know what I'm talking about. And then when they take it out, it has 3 layers, and the top layer of what happens to your blood when they do that shaking thing, the blood goes to the bottom, there's something else in the middle, and there's a big amount at the top. So they extract that, whatever that thing is called at the top, and they inject it between your bladder, and there's a little passage there with your bladder that they inject it in. And the 65-year-old woman kept saying, oh, my sex life is better than it was when I was in my 20s. And I'm in my bed going, lady, what is wrong with you? And she just kept going on, and you know, and I'm saying, and they go, okay, let men don't feel left out. You don't have to take Viagra and Cialis anymore. There's a P shot for you. So I go, okay, well, here we go. Tomorrow I'm going to give Dax a P shot because he loves sex so much. And one of the things I was planning to ask you tomorrow evening on the program is, what if you get to the age where your penis is not functioning so great? What are you going to do? You're going to get the P shot, you're going to get Viagra, you're going to get Cialis. And I couldn't fall asleep last night. I was just thinking about this thing and going, what is this now? A new thing again? And you don't have to go far. It only costs $1,500. You go to there's a, well, she's a dermatologist, but she's also a plastic surgeon in Boca Raton. Okay? So,
all right.
Am I giving you news or what?
well, you are, you know, yesterday I was doing an interview and somebody asked me, do I believe in science?
Okay.
And I said, yes, I am a science man. I believe in science.
Right.
But I also understand the science of selling. and that if I were a dermatologist and I saw how well Viagra is doing and Cialis and all of these other products, I would find a scientist to help me to develop an injection that would create some kind of stimulation and then get a newspaper to write or some TV show to pick it up because it's sensationalized.
Yes, it sure was.
And we're not willing to spend the time to say, why has her sex life diminished? And we know, you and I know, and any intelligent person listening to this knows that sex is beyond the physical.
Yes.
Sex is not just about getting an erection. Sex is not just about having a climax.
Yep.
Sex is about two people having the communication, the intimate arrangement, the environment. There's so many factors that need to be in place for you to have a healthy sex life.
The atmosphere.
The atmosphere, everything else, the mood. And I'm saying, if you believe that there is an injection that you're going into somebody's office to take, and then you're going to go home and your partner is going to become the right partner and give you the right approach and everything else is going to fall in place, then you're continuing to be in too deep. That somebody
Damian Marley, in too deep.
Right? You need to step back and say, what is wrong with my life? What do I need to change about my activities on a daily basis? We're so busy doing the things that are making us sick that we almost can't realize these are the things that are making us sick. Right. These are the choices that we make. We're paying attention to the wrong things. And what are the right things? Yourself.
Yes.
Love yourself. Now, if that same woman spends some time getting in touch with herself.
Oh my goodness, if you saw the 65-year-old, because I was going, okay, you're 65 and you're still worried about sex? What is your problem? This is me, in my bed talking to the TV. And I just had a blast last night. I was like, okay.
So wait, hold on, Diana, what you saying? After 65, you don't have no interest in sex?
No. I did not know, because she was so excited. I just never thought that a 65-year-old would be so excited to get back what she thinks she lost. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, I think the girl asked what are the side effects and how fast did it happen. And she said, well, I went home. It didn't happen instantly, but after 3 weeks, oh my God, I could feel, oh my God, I felt myself. I could not believe. And she was like, if you are watching, you're going, okay, I need to get some of that.
and again, it's a nice ad. It's a nice commercial for a new injection that somebody else. Listen, the same conversation. Angelina Jolie, I'm sure there are lots of business in the plastic surgery and the mastectomy business now, because Angelina Jolie has done it, so therefore
lots of people are going to want to do the same thing.
Lap band procedures are probably going to boom right now because Governor Christie has chosen to do it. And that's the industry, that's the country that we live in.
Yeah.
And it's okay. I'm not criticizing America. America is not a bad place. The beauty of America is that you and I can have a conversation about what works for us, and they can have a conversation about what is working for them. But for your viewers who don't have $1,500 and having some challenges with their sex life, come on to the natural detox.
Okay, the detox that detoxes you for real.
Your body, and you'll be surprised. The sex life will improve.
Okay. All right. My special guest inside the program this morning is Dax Dunn. This is Wellness Wednesday. My name is Diana Wright, and we welcome you from around the world and in the United States as we talk about wellness, and we give you the opportunity to choose. What if you decided that what we are talking, it's just a bunch of crap and nothing works anyway, because I'm going to be 200 pounds no matter what I do, or 300 pounds for that matter, or I'm going to be like Monique and pretend that fat is sexy, but yes, when I secretly go and lose 80 pounds and come out to you and say, oh, I feel so great, which one should you believe? Seriously, which one should you believe and trust?
And then we have the Biggest Loser competition.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that. Yes.
A friend of mine told me the other day, he said, listen, you know that when these guys show these people who lose the weight, what they actually do is that the producers of those shows go into the gym, find a person who is in great shape, pay them $15,000 to gain the weight. And take the before picture after they gain weight. So it's actually the opposite way. You see the picture and think this person actually lose the weight, when in fact the person was in great shape, and they make them gain the weight because they know that that person will lose the weight back and maintain it. Like they don't want to take fat people and ask them to lose the weight because that's a risk. They may not do the work. They prefer to say to somebody who is already slim, let me take your picture now, gain the weight, I'll pay you $15,000, and then I'll use that picture as your before picture. After you get the $15,000, then you go back to working out and you lose the weight again.
Well, I'm not on board with that thought, because I know how television works and how the process to do a series, which they do. They actually have a house that these people live and come to.
No, I'm not talking about The Biggest Loser. No. No, I'm not saying on those, but what I'm saying is on The Biggest Loser, they lose the weight, and then 2 years later, those guys gain back the weight.
Oh yes, they do. Some of them do, though. Some of them do, and but we don't even have to go to The Biggest Loser. Look at Oprah. Oprah lost so much weight that she came on air with the wheelbarrow filled with fat, and it was piled high, and she was in her skinny jeans, and she looked great, and she almost looked like my size at the time. And then whoops, she gained the weight back. She went into basically hiding, and I kept saying to my mom, I don't care what anyone tells me, how wonderful Oprah is and how she's so happy and joyful and doing all this good. Underneath all of that, she is very unhappy because she cannot get to her weight and keep it off.
Sure.
Lo and behold, a couple weeks after I told my mom that, the phone rings and my mom goes, turn on your TV. And Oprah is there saying, okay, Dax, where did you go? I've been really, really unhappy about the weight gain. And and my mom is going, boy, I don't know what you got, but you have a way of figuring out these people. And here, she called me on the phone and she said, turn your TV on to this channel. And there was Oprah, confessing about how unhappy she was about the fact that she had gained all this weight back. She feel like a failure. Yes, she's successful and she has billions. But underneath that, there is this unhappiness. How unhappy are you? And what if you need to just, as Dax says, just lie down, take a moment and just breathe. Breathe. Take a breath of life, because breathing keeps you alive. And did you know that there's a woman that actually sells that? She says if you breathe the right way, you can lose weight without doing anything else. There's actually a very skinny lady. She comes on sometimes on a Saturday morning when you can't find anything else to watch. And you'll find her on television. Yes. So, you're not speaking anything that's not true. Anyway.
Well, one of the other things that we need to also remember is that I would love any of your viewers go 5 minutes without breathing.
Okay, let's start. Oh, I'm not going to take that test. Okay, Dax, because I know.
You have to breathe. So rather than breathing unconsciously, rather than breathing without paying attention to it, start paying attention to your breathing. You will start paying attention to your life.
Yeah.
You will be paying attention to the most important thing in your life, and that's your breath. And if you control it, you can control your life.
Okay. Control your breath. Breathing is good. By the way, did you see Deepak Chopra's son, the video documentary that he made about his dad?
No.
Oh my goodness, it was so good. I think you probably can find it online. What the son was trying to say is, here's my dad trying to tell you how great and how wonderful you can do things to save your life. But I felt robbed because he was not there to me for being my dad. He wasn't there to go to the game with me. He wasn't there. And he just went on, and they actually had both of them on an interview to introduce the documentary. And Deepak just sat there going, yeah, I'm guilty. Because what is he going to say? Yeah, I'm saving the world, but my son feels neglected. So he did a whole documentary on it. You should check it out, Dax.
Diana, I am having a moment right now.
Yes.
And it is a public moment. But Diana, my son went to Jamaica on Friday. My son is 20.
Okay.
And on Friday morning at 9:30, I dropped him off to the airport. And he's now in Jamaica with my aunt. This is the same aunt that basically raised me.
Yes, and you talk to her all the time, and you go visit her a lot. And I remember her from Brad Financial. You always talk about this aunt.
Absolutely. And my son, I feel the same way. I feel like I have not been there enough for him. His mom and I got separated about 8 years ago.
Wow.
For about the first 2 years, I really was trying to find myself. I was in a funk. I didn't know head from tail.
Right.
And then after that, he got into some trouble, and I from 2 years of being not paying enough attention to him, for the next 6 years to this point, I have constantly tried to reconnect and make up time, and we have a fantastic relationship. He and I talk about everything. We're not arguing with it. We get along too well. Too well.
Brilliantly, as the British would say, brilliantly.
What he is constantly being told is he's just like his father.
Oh.
And it don't come across in a always a positive way. It sometimes become a criticism. So it's so funny that you meant. I love Deepak. Deepak is somebody I have a lot of respect for. And, you know, I know Mahatma Gandhi had a similar situation. His son, same way we talked about Rick Warren the other day, and his son committed suicide.
Exactly.
You know, and we have cases like this over and over where people in the public, people with the ability to motivate and inspire others, tend to be so consumed with doing what they do that somebody suffers for it in the end. And sending him to Jamaica is my effort to give him the space to really reset himself and establish his foundation. But I said to him, I'd love you to be, I want to spend the rest of my life supporting him.
Right.
In being the best person he can be. I literally started a blog on Facebook 2 days ago, which is a men's club. And the men's club is about women and men sharing what it takes to be a good man. And that all we're doing is saying, this is what works for me. So we're not talking about what's wrong with men or what's wrong.
So something similar to what we were doing last Thursday. Yes.
Same thing. And I'm using the show
positive, as a positive, more positive than negative. Right.
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. So it's so funny you brought it up. Again, we're from the daughter to the son.
I'm telling you, you know, and it's so amazing. It really is amazing.
Crazy day. You think we rehearsed all of this and we had some kind of script?
Yes, and we didn't because I'll tell people, I prepare for this show. I go on, I do a lot of research and stuff. It's not just sitting here and talking, okay? A lot of work goes into this, but there's some things that just comes naturally through a divine intervention, if you will, because that's what I call it, because I choose to every day live in the supernatural. And when I open my boxes of blessings every day, which I encourage people to do, I see plenty in that box of blessings. Even though something is going bad over here, I go and I pray and I say, God, you promised that you will take care of all my sufferings and all my problems. I've done my best. It's yours. And I leave it. Okay.
You know, towards the beginning of the show, you asked the question, what if this is not working for anybody? What if people can't see this?
Right.
Anybody who is watching this show from the start of this show today, I'm not talking about last week, last month, last year.
Today.
I'm talking this 1 hour show. If you cannot observe how two intelligent people are creating an energy that goes beyond the verbal conversation, that the universe is playing its part, that God himself is interacting in this conversation now, that the things that are coming up and coming together. And you know what? I actually believe there's a call that's going to come in. We're going to get a call from somebody
somewhere
who's going to share something that just put the icing on the cake for this show this morning.
Yeah. And, you know, it's just like when I showed you the book and I wanted you to see it because I talk about it so much. Let me put it on the other side. I talk about the book so much that, people wonder and people don't understand. They just don't understand how life can just be going along and boom, it all blows up. Whether you want it or you expect it or you receive it or not, it's there. How you choose to plod through that tragedy is what I share in this book. And believe me, there are lots of roadblocks. Oh my God. What did you do, Dax? Did you set up this call?
No. God is good.
Hello, good morning. You're on the air. This is the Diana Wright Show Live Wellness Wednesday. You're on.
I love me.
Okay, praise the Lord. Somebody's listening. And someone is actually doing and receiving what we're saying. Okay, praise the Lord. Yes, go ahead.
You know me. Hey, Doc, good morning.
Morning.
I'm glad you wear my hat.
No problem.
Well, you see, I had, shown him my collection. Let me show it to you. I hope you didn't just join us. Maybe you didn't see it from the beginning. This is my hat. But, I can't keep it on because it gives me a shadow. So, and I'm a lover of hats. I have a collection. You
have to wear the one with the peak there, that's the cap kind of thing.
Oh, okay. I have one of those, so I have to tip it.
I see you wear those. I like hats. That's my signature for my business.
Oh, that's the reason you wanted Dax to wear his hat now.
Yes. And then we become partners.
I'm here.
I hope your spouse is okay with me calling and messing with you, Doc.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much.
I can't hear you, but anyway, I'm sure you're saying something good.
And the best thing is that he commanded the call and it came in.
No,
I hear him talk. I think somebody's going to call in and I'll say, okay, I'm going to prove him right.
So somebody's listening. Okay, thank you so much for the call. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Take care.
Listen, I went on Amazon and I was looking to see if the book is on Amazon.
No. You are not listening properly. The book, this is the book, but this is the proof. Oh my goodness, see, she's really fast. This is the proof of the book.
You know me by now.
Yes, this is the proof of the book. And what happened, I have to go through now to make sure every single thing is correct. And I'm pleased with everything. And then they're going to release it to Amazon and all those other places. And, of course, my website.
I ain't waiting on Amazon. Just get my book to me. That's all you
Okay. I will certainly let you know.
I live the reality, but I also want to live the book.
Okay, yes, you have to live the book. Because the book, oh my goodness, the book is deep. I can't even read it over myself because I start going into a funk of cry. And I don't like to do that.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. But when you do it, it releases all the good stuff.
Yeah.
And the bad one too. So the bad one that gets released, it goes away.
Yeah, and I want to tell you too. I want to tell you something.
People.
I want to share something with you as you mentioned about the book. When I started writing the book, Dax, where did you go again, Dax? When I started writing the book, it was a massive struggle because I'd write a page and I would bawl. I mean, I'd be in my office here and I'd be crying because I'm all alone because Paviola's at school and my husband is at work. And then I'd try to write another 2 pages and I just can't get through it. So I would leave and I would come back another day and I would start going. And then I prayed and I said, God, if this book is supposed to come to win some souls for your kingdom and let people know that you're still in the business of working miracles, give it to me. So I got to my computer one day and I just started going at it. It took me 3 weeks to write this book. 3 weeks. And I surprised myself. When I finished it and I told a friend of mine that I finished, she couldn't believe it. So she came to my house and Lloyd had gotten it printed out and I showed her the big block of pages. She was like, you wrote that in 3 weeks? Yes, I did. Because I'd sent her a couple of pages for her to read through to see if I'm, going crazy or going astray with the story. And 3 weeks it took me to write 200 and something pages. And it just goes to show you that when you are about to do something and you truly have faith that you can do this thing, no matter how difficult it is. Because believe me, lots of days there were just tears on the computer. And I'm going, okay, but I got to get through this. I got to get this out. I got to let people know that they must believe and they must trust and they must have faith. Because without all of those three connected, nothing really happens.
Right.
Yeah. So thank you for pointing that out.
And you did well. And as a matter of fact, what you might not know that your listeners need to know is that you were writing the book from day one.
I guess so.
Every time I come to the hospital, you're writing.
Yes, yeah. I was actually journaling everything from day one.
She, I think if I sneeze, she was writing that down to that.
I did.
Write, and she had her book. I take stuff down for her. She's writing. And I'm talking to Pavi. I'm Pavi laying down. I'm talking to Pavi because I said, she's hearing me. I don't care. She's hearing me. I'm going to talk to her. Let her hear that her auntie's here. And, and she, Diane is sitting there with her book and her pencil. And she's writing. And she's writing. So you've been writing this book from day one, girl. And it has come to life. And I hope people see it for what it is. That, as you say, just believe that God really works miracles. If they had seen that little girl, they would know for sure.
Yeah.
That miracles do happen.
Yeah,
Amen.
It does.
Amen.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for calling.
You're welcome. And don't leave the hat. I have to meet you to show you my collection so we can partner and just be the hat.
Yeah, we're going to have a hat contest maybe, okay?
I look forward to it. We're going to have a hat
contest. Have a great day, both of you. Be blessed, okay?
Thank you so much. All right, go ahead, Dax. You were saying something.
You know, I'm not going to make you cry anymore. but I wanna just echo something she said, because you said that you wrote the book in 3 weeks. But anybody who has ever attempted to write a book knows that you've been writing this book your entire life.
Yeah.
And that the pieces, the story, the hook for the book came at this stage, and that you had the perseverance, the intellect, the commitment to stay with it, to see it through and to see it finished. And hats off to you. Trust me. Holy books are out there, but it's not easy to write a book at all. Especially, there's a book industry that churn out books on a constant basis.
Every day.
They're just telling stories.
Yeah.
But they're books that mean something. They're books that change your life. And I believe this is one of those books. And I look forward to sharing with it and promoting it and seeing how people embrace it and the movement that is going to lead to. So, congratulations again.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, let's do some of the things that I normally do here before we run out of time. Okay, if I love plantains, is that a good thing, or does plantains have too many carbs?
Plantains are a good...
I'm talking about ripe, green, whatever, however you like it.
Plantains are a good thing. Cook them, fry them, bake them, however you want to eat them. Eat your plantain. But pay attention to how your body responds after you eat it. If you eat plantain fried and you have indigestion after, then maybe you need to check, why are you having the indigestion? Could it be something else other than the plantain? Or could it be the plantain that caused the indigestion? If everything else is in perfect order and the plantain make you have indigestion, don't go take a Maalox. Don't eat the plantain.
Don't go and take a Maalox.
But it could also be the time of day you eat the plantain. You could eat the plantain early in the morning and it upset your stomach. You could eat the plantain at lunchtime and it feel good. You could eat the plantain at night time and it's too late for you to eat it. So it's more than just plantain. If the food is natural, vine ripened in season, then 99% of the time it's good and healthy for your body.
Okay.
But at the same time, everybody is different, and you need to pay attention to your body and how different foods respond to your body, and then you will know whether plantain is right for you. I can't tell you whether plantain is good or bad. I can tell you that as a food, it's a healthy food and nothing wrong with it. But
right. And you know, I brought it up because a lot of Spanish people, this is one of their staples in their dinner and lunch and whatever. And also for people from the Caribbean, they love plantains, I included. You know, I'll eat it. If I get plantains every day, I'll just eat plantain and not eat anything else because I just like it. Okay, so but there are things that you just wonder. You know, growing up, you ate all this wonderful stuff like soursop and punga nut and pomegranate they call it here. You know, and coconut and. Now we're finding out how wonderful everyone is packaging coconut water now, but we drank it as kids and never knew the value of the thing.
Yeah, but let's also be honest. A coconut in a box is not the same.
Absolutely, it tastes horrible.
It is not the same thing, and the intention is good. I've watched the interviews of these guys with their successful companies.
Yes.
And as a business, I'm proud of them. But as a product, I am not. I will drink it if I'm thirsty and I happen to be in the store once in a while.
Yeah.
But it's not the same thing as drinking coconut. You do not think you are getting all the essential value and vitamins of a coconut fresh off the tree when you drink coconut out of a box.
Absolutely. You know, we used to drive all the way to Margate when there was that fresh market thing they had with people come with their goods just to get coconut water. But they closed it down. I was so disappointed. And I cannot find. There's another place down here, close by here, that has it, but they don't have it all the time, obviously. So, you know, when you happen to go, it might not be there. But coconut water, who knew it was so good? I mean,
come by the swap shop.
Yeah.
You need to come down and visit us. Stop by the swap shop.
Oh, yes, the swap shop does have it. But that's so far from me. But anyway, yeah, we will do that on a Saturday when we have, more time. Sure. All right. Just reminding you that you're listening to and watching Diana Wright and Dax Dunn. It's Wellness Wednesday. And we thank you so much for joining us from around the world and in the United States. My name is Diana Wright, just in case you didn't know. And up on the screen, we have the phone number if you want to share with us or make a contribution to the program. We would certainly appreciate you for doing that. But Dax, I want to go to a gluten-free diet because that is a craze right now. And I'm wondering, is it just for people with celiac disease or is it for everyone to get into this craze of gluten-free?
I think that gluten-free is a good move, and that anybody, the best thing you can do for yourself is to avoid it at any cost.
Okay.
And the easiest way to do that is you don't have to read all the labels because the foods that don't have gluten don't have a label. They're natural fruits and vegetables. You don't need to read their labels. You need to. You know what? I can tell you this, and I'm going to. This is my crusade to help people to realize that natural, healthy foods are just as much available. It's not about going to Whole Foods and buying, organic. It's about going into any supermarket and knowing how to find the right. Yesterday, my lunch was a pawpaw.
Ah, papaya. Great. Love it.
Today, my dinner is going to be a cantaloupe.
Okay. I bought one, but I don't think it's ripened yet. The guy told me to be ripe by Wednesday, but I'm not so sure. I think he lied. And my pineapple is not ripe yet either. I still haven't peeled it since Saturday. Okay.
I buy a bag of apples. I buy frozen strawberries. And I'm telling you, it is not hard at all. I buy cabbage. I shred up the cabbage and I cook it with the curry cabbage.
Oh, and curry makes everything wonderful.
I actually had this thought, bumper curry.
What is bumper curry?
Bumper curry.
What is that?
Okay. the automobile had been around for years.
Right.
Until somebody realized that putting a bumper on the car would make the car a lot more durable and protected from the dings and destruction that
of accidents. Yeah.
We can't imagine a car without a bumper today. It seems so obvious that a bumper would be a practical thing to have as cars come in contact with each other at that special area right around the bumper. But before there were bumpers, there were cars.
Right.
And until somebody developed the bumper, that guy just for the bumper was a millionaire.
Absolutely.
In the same
I've seen the story.
so we take it for granted that bumpers are natural, but somebody had to invent it. Likewise, curry. Curry is a way to introduce turmeric for seasonings into our food, and we put it in the season and we call it curry. But we have taken curry for granted to say it's just some flavor. But currying the cabbage actually changes the value of that cabbage. Cabbage alone is healthy.
Right.
But eating curried cabbage that has the turmeric and all the other spices in it improves your overall digestive system, not just to digest the cabbage, but to digest everything else that you may eat in that one meal.
Okay. Well, I had curried cod last night.
All right. Curry.
And it's not curry that I use. I only use the turmeric. I buy the turmeric. And what I do is there's a place in Atlanta that I get it in tubs. And I buy little tubs of it, and I am always running out because I put turmeric on everything. So if turmeric is a healer, my entire family is totally healed in the name of Jesus.
Amen. Amen. And as I said, but the thing is, obviously, you have to find a balance. Just because your car a bumper, you don't drive it into everything around you.
Exactly. Yes.
Just because you have turmeric in your diet don't mean you stop drinking water. You have to find a balance. And as I say, I'm preaching to the choir. Diana, it's always a pleasure to spend time with you. I am so glad that we had this conversation today. I know that I have put my 100% in just sharing with you and your viewers, and there's nothing more that I need. I don't need a call. I don't need a thank you. I don't need nothing because I gave it everything and I left it all on the line,
Okay, let's talk about grilled meats, because grilled meats is getting a bad rap these days. They're saying it's not the meat so much, it's the grilling and the burning or something. What do you know about that?
I think that is look, if you are healthy and you enjoy meat, grill it, fry it, do whatever you want, as long as you don't feel sick after you eat it.
Okay, good.
If you're like many people who feel sick, who have diabetes, who have high blood pressure, who are overweight, who are not sure what's going on with your body, your metabolism is low, the doctor have you on all kind of medication, cut the meat out of your diet immediately. I don't mean just red meat. I mean chicken, fish, eggs, milk, dairy, cheese. Remove it from your body completely. Remove it from your life completely. It is mucus forming. And the mucus is what is called cholesterol, what is called plaque in the arteries. It is the mucus that's building up in your body that's making you sick. And if you eliminate meat, you eliminate a significant portion of where the mucus is coming from. The other place after meat is starches. Starchy foods tend to cause mucus in the body. But it's not that meat is bad, it's not that starch is bad, it's that too much meat, too much starch, too much of the sugar, too much salt. Salt is not a terrible thing. The body needs salt.
Yes, iodized. Yes, absolutely it does. Yes. Okay, Dax, you need to come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I getting a call from I'm sure it's my son in Jamaica calling.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna let you loose then, because I was gonna give you the UN recommendation for us to eat bugs. But
bugs.
Yes, but we'll deal with that another day. So you can go and talk to your son. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a great day.
It's always a pleasure. And as usual, be well, live well, and stay well. And I look forward to catching up with you Friday.
Yes, no, tomorrow evening. Okay.
Tomorrow evening.
All right. Take care, Dax. Have a great day. Okay. All right. Dax is going to take his phone call, and it's almost time for us to get out of here anyway. So we thank you so much for joining us today. I don't know if you want to go eat some bugs or not, but I would not be eating any bugs. That's what the UN is saying and wanting us to do. So, and some nations around the world, they do eat bugs, and it's okay because that's their culture. So we thank you for joining us from around the world and in the United States. We remind you of April 30th, 2014. It's I Love Me Day. And we hope that we are getting that down in your spirit, in your soul, and in your mind. Because if you want to change your life, you've got to change your mind. And don't forget how I started the show. Life is what you've decided to endure. What in your life that you are enduring that you know must change? Is it losing weight? Is it leaving an abusive relationship? Is it drinking too much? Is it eating too much? What is it? Is it not loving yourself? How long will you endure knowing that you have the power to change whatever it is that you're enduring to positive? Again, I thank you as I say ciao, au revoir, adios. I also remind you to think about and circle on your calendar. It's still in this year, 2013. October 5, we give you an opportunity to save a life through the Save a Life Jamaica Foundation. Go online and make a contribution, a donation, if you'd like to save a life. The Blank Party fundraiser that we're having October 5, if you are here, you will be able to attend anywhere you are in the US and anywhere you are around the world. But if you can't make it, don't make that as an excuse to not make a contribution and a donation. So October 5, I think by the time I get to you on Friday, I will be able to fill in the blanks for you. I think I will be able to fill the blanks in because the tickets are ready and are selling. So I should be able to tell you what the Blank Party fundraiser is. And so you can get prepared for it, because you have to make preparation for things that you want to do and go and, be part of. So we thank you. And we always say here, if you love something, set it free. If it comes back, it's yours. If it doesn't, it was never yours. And as I celebrated my daughter's 19th birthday on Sunday, what a great day that was. What a joy that I could have felt within my soul, within my spirit, and every fiber of my being to know that God is truly, truly supernatural and powerful and able to do all things. And even though your journey might not be complete, you continue to be persistent and put your sweat equity in the process. And I know that you will get there. So have a blessed day. Whatever you're doing, don't forget to love yourself. Take the word love, as big as it is, and put it between the letter I and the word me, and you simply get I love me. Thanks again for joining me. Have a great day. Be blessed and stay prayed up. It works. So whether you need